It's the NFL on EA Sports. And if it's in the game, it's in the game. It's the Niners and the Buccaneers. And it's coming up next on Madden NFL 25.
Well, as soon as you see that pirate ship in the north end zone, you know exactly where we are. It's the home of the Buccaneers, Raymond James Stadium in Tampa Bay. Ball is teed up. Chase McLaughlin to do the honors. And we're off from Tampa. Kickoff taken at the 3. And this drive will start inside the 25. So here come the 49ers for their opening drive. And bringing them out, you cannot call him irrelevant ever again. Took his team to the Super Bowl last year. It's Brock Purdy.
Importantly, he knows how to elevate the people around him.
One of the tight ends motioning left. They'll run here on first down. He's got a gain of 6 there. Levante David, like so many times in his career, making that tackle. He managed 6 on the play, bringing up 2nd and 4.
That's a run that you'll take the result in the NFL every time. A nice play, a solid game, but it's also a run that you know, and you may come back to. Because if you were that close to breaking off an explosive one, you really break the backs of a defense.
And he brings it in, but got too close to the sideline there. They're ruling him out of bounds. We've got 3rd down. No connection on the last play, and now it's 3rd down. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Hauled in by Garindo. Nowhere really for him to go. He steps out, and they're going to lose some yardage.
I'll tell you, that is a humbling moment to see a completed 3rd down pass actually go backwards instead of towards the sticks.
Coming from the Niners on 4th down, and Mitch Wisnowski out to boot it away. And the sunlight's not a problem for him. He looks up and makes the fair catch. So here now are the Buccaneers on offense to begin their first drive. They're led out by the 7th-year pro, comeback player of the year contender last season in Baker Mayfield.
To seeing him flourish, the dude is mentally tough, he's mentally strong, and he typically makes the most of his opportunities.
They're going to throw first play with Mayfield. This one's taken in by Otten. He's contained at the line for no gain. Diamador Lenore there on the stop.
And the defense was all over that throw, able to stop it right at the line. They could smell that one coming, and they sniffed it out in a hurry.
2nd and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Baker now off the play fake. He beams one deep right side. That's grabbed inside the 30. One of the game's biggest plays right there as they get the markers reset.
Now, right there, that's what you want to see on your opening drive. Boom! Connect on a big shot, and instantly you set a tone that you're not going to be afraid to be aggressive in this game today. Boy, do I love that.
So the big play has him well into enemy territory and field goal range. They're inside the 30. First down, here's Baker. He's got it near the 8. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a first down.
That, Kate, I like that they're not coming out slow. They're willing to go with some looks here that will yield big yardage down the field instead of just settling for dinking and dunking the ball.
He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Enough end zone real estate. That's just a very, very exciting incompletion.
From the gun, a run for White. And he pushes them a little closer to the 3. He gets 2 on that run. That brings up 3rd and goal.
Where you get a little bit closer, but you can feel the pressure starting to mount. Unless you're committed to playing 4 downs here, this becomes a critical 3rd down call.
So now, here's 3rd and goal. Mayfield now from the gun. And they're going to take this to the end zone for a Tampa Bay touchdown. The Buccaneers get a perfect start. They've gone up 6-0. He finds one of his great receivers, Brock, and they are off to a great start to begin this ball game.
Yeah, it's such a positive offensively when you could go find not just a field goal, but a touchdown on that opening drive. And defensively, this starts to shake the foundation of your preparation and makes you wonder what's in store.
On is Chase McLaughlin for the point after. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Has this at the 6. He's stopped on the return at the 27. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. First down throw by Purdy. Has him on the quick hitter. And this one's brought to a halt at about the 36-yard line.
That is the epitome of staying on schedule. That kind of completion right there on 1st down, well, it opens up the entirety of the playbook for 2nd down. And 3rd and short in your back pocket, you can get even more aggressive and take that shot.
Nice spot here for the offense. It's 2nd and 1. From the gun is Purdy. Hits him on the in route. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains. New slated downs to approach here from the 40. Purdy on 1st down. He lofts it deep, right sideline. And disaster averted. He knocks away the deep ball, incomplete.
I'll tell you what that deflection right there, Kate, tells me. The defense was following and reading the quarterback's eyes, knew exactly where that throw was going. And it takes a little bit of intuition, a little bit of feel. He's able to get his hands on it and knock it out of bounds.
Back to the air on 2nd, Purdy. On target to his back, here's Christian McAffrey. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
I call this quarterback's best friend. Some call it a safety valve, some call it automatic, but it's sure nice as a quarterback when you got a trusty running back over the middle of the field that you can depend on.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43. A 9-yard gain and good for a 1st down.
You're not going to last long in the National Football League if you don't convert a good chunk of your 3rd downs. Nice find there to continue the series.
Let's see how they attack this 1st down, Brock, from the 43. They put a receiver in motion here left. This is the first carry for the rookie from Florida. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
Can I have a moment, Kate? Just a moment to marvel at how well they reacted to that play on defense. They were all over it from the start, getting behind the line to blow up the play. That how many times do we see as highlight reel touchdowns going the other way?
Running back sent in motion. 2nd and 12 behind the sticks. Finds his man. It's Ricky Pearsall. And they get this down roughly to the 34-yard line.
Kate, if there was one throw in the game plan that kept me up at night more than any other, it was an out route versus zone coverage. Because you got to throw with anticipation, but you also got to make sure those defenders' eyes aren't reading you like a book.
Here's the give on 3rd and short. And he's tackled with the 1st down yardage.
Win the early battle. Get a little leverage. Low man wins off the line, and that's all that was needed to ensure that 1st down right there.
And they've got themselves another 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Short pass brought in. And they'll manage to contain him after about a 6-yard pickup. After a good pickup, they've got 2nd and 4. From the 21. Finding Pearsall. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. He manages a gain of 8 there. And that's a 49er first down.
I'm sure coach and play caller doesn't mind making the job a little bit easier. You know, play calling's a lot simpler and easier when you count on the offense to move the chains on those early downs.
Here's the first carry for Christian McAffrey. And he turns a little room to work into a gain down to the 9. Give him 4 that time, so 6 to go on 2nd down.
You know, that's a good run right there. Keep the offense on schedule. If he can average that type of yards per carry, this guy's going to be more than all right with letting him lead the show.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They kick the running back in motion. Has it down close. And this one's stopped at the 3-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain. That sets up 1st and goal.
I feel so bad. I really do. And I don't mean this sarcastically, Kate. I feel bad for these guys in coverage. I don't know how you defend some of these players today because they get that drag route, they get one step inside of you. Well, there's very little you can do other than make the tackle.
And he will score. Touchdown, San Francisco. The 49ers reach pay dirt for the first time this game. George Kittle, the touchdown. When you reach the status that he has around the league, Brock, well, we all at this point expect him to be making plays like this when he's targeted down near the end zone. Moody on for the PAT. Extra point sent right down the middle. And the 49ers tie this game 7-7. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Tucker now on the return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. So the Buccaneer offense getting out there for their 2nd drive. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Baker now from the gun. That's to his back. Here's Rachaad White. He's forward, gets a couple of yards. Diamador Lenore there on the stop.
Kate, I don't know why every once in a while I'll get these little flashbacks, but a little play like that just flashes me back to the preseason, my first preseason, where one of the veteran QBs said, hey, Brock, whatever you do, just find completions. You will never go broke taking a profit. Go get a completion. They're at a premium in this league.
From the gun, Mayfield. It is caught left side. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
If they get a handful of these types of plays per game, the pass game coordinator is going to be one happy camper.
Ball on the 45, 1st and 10. Palmer coming in motion left. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Got a man, Palmer has it. And they get this down to the 44 before he stopped. It's a pickup of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer first down.
I love throwing on 1st down. And when you see a 1st down pass just like that, it's taking advantage of a matchup you plan for, and you go out and execute.
They motion the tight end over. They run the counter with White. And he's brought down for a loss.
Well, he was supposed to be the one who chipped away a few and got a new set of downs started right in rhythm. Instead, he's now forced to pick himself from behind the line thanks to a great effort defensively.
All right, here we go. 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. He's got him. That's McMillan. He gets it forward for a gain of 3. Renardo Green with that tackle. That's the end of one. Both teams with a little luck finding the end zone early. Scoreboard showing 7s on each side. More from Raymond James Stadium coming up after the break. Back for the start of quarter number 2. It's Buccaneers football as we begin. They've been moving it well, but face a third down here. And he's there to send that one away, incomplete. Fourth down, it's Trenton Gill out to kick it away. And he's got a good chance to really stick him deep his first time out. And that's going to pin them as deep as it can go. They're going to be set up inside their own 5-yard line. They're out and set, 1st and 10. They send one of the tight ends in motion right. They'll start this one on the ground with McAffrey. And he's not going to escape. They could not get the push they needed. That's going to be a safety.
Okay, you could just feel it, right? Right off the snap, you just got that sense at the line of scrimmage. When those big guys defensively win it right off the jump, right at the line of scrimmage down here at the goal line, well, they've got a chance to put 2 points on their ledger. That's well done by those big boys defensively.
So they give away the lead on the safety, and now they're going to have to give away the football with a free kick. It's fielded at the 14. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Here come the Bucs on offense now. Good starting field position for the Buccaneers. 1st and 10. Throwing, Baker. Fits it through the middle. And he's tackled after getting this to the opposing 46. 16 yards on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
I may love watching a great thrower, but I love watching a well-done route too, Kate. Make that guy think you're trying to stack him only to drop your hips and cut right inside. Some good work to help reset those chains.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. This ball's cut by Palmer. And he takes it just inside the 40, down to the 39. Second and 3 now. From the 39. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Just couldn't hang on through the contact. And now they'll face a 3rd and 3.
Timing is everything in life. And timing is everything defensively. That throw was just a little bit late and gave the defense time to close, deliver a pop, and knock that ball loose.
3rd and short, Mayfield. That's caught for the 1st. And they get this down to the 28. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your 3rd downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
Still on the move, coming to the line for 1st and 10. Baker throwing again. Short throw is dropped. This one's incomplete. His first target doesn't lead to his first catch. And it sets up 2nd down.
Can't cover it much better than that. Really well covered, Kate, on that play. There just simply was not a window for him to sneak that throw in.
So after the incompletion, here comes the 2nd down call. Out of the gun, White. And he gets him around 6 there. Tackle made by Jair Brown. 6 yards the pickup there. That's going to bring up 3rd and 4.
It's got to be so demoralizing as a defense when you go up against a running back who just keeps those legs churning like a piston in an engine, and that effort's contagious. This entire offense is getting a boost when he busts those tackles.
From the gun on 3rd down. This one's taken in by Otten.
Here here we go. Here's one of those game situations that just puts a smile on my face because I can think from Pop Warner to the NFL, everybody on the field's thinking the same thing. Can we go for it? Can we get one more shot as you end up just short on that third down?
Mayfield to throw for it. He finds him beyond the marker. What a call. They wind up with 12 on fourth down and pull off the conversion.
Kid, I can't tell you how good that is. Anticipating the outcut, having the ball on the way before the receiver's head even turns. He puts it on him so that receiver can easily get out of bounds for the nice gain.
Might be trying to power this across, Brock. They've got 3 tight ends out there. It's 1st and goal. Now it's a bootleg for him. He's on the move.
It's one of those situations, not much to be had there, no matter what he did with the ball. Even if he scraped a positive gain out of it, that's still a win and a confidence builder for this defense.
Here's 2nd and goal from the 6. Mayfield now from the gun. On the move, headed right. And they take this in for the score. The Buccaneers push this to an 8-point game. Baker Mayfield the touchdown. Wow, great work there by the quarterback. The play broke down, didn't really have much of a choice other than to escape and improvise. And in the end, Brock, the best call he could have made.
Yeah, and you can do it in different ways in today's NFL, right? The Tom Brady's just recently retired. He did it with his brain. He did it with his mind, but you've got to be able to improvise, as you said. You got to be able to create when a play breaks down. And when you can put 6 on the board, man, does that infuse your offensive group with confidence.
McLaughlin's extra point is up and good. And the Buccaneers push the lead to 2 scores now. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Return coming from the 6. And this return gets to the 30 before he stopped. The 49ers back on offense and set to take over. 1st and 10 now from the 30. Now Purdy. Got a man. McAffrey has it. And he's brought down after a nice gain and a 1st down.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. Here's Purdy to throw. Escapes the pocket. Oh, he was on the move, but so was the defense, and they take him down. Back to the line they go. It's 2nd down. Another try following the sack. That's taken in by Samuel. And they're going to bring him down just on the other side of midfield.
You know, I'm really not sure if that was an intentionally brave play to challenge double coverage or just simply not seeing the 2 defenders. Either way, what a tremendous throw and catch that earns some momentum.
3rd down, 1 yard to go. Now it's Purdy. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
I think that was a throw, Kate, that just came a little bit too late. What it did is it gave that defense time to come up and deliver a pop and knock the ball loose before he could secure it fully.
The 49ers are lined up in punt formation. Trey Palmer on the return for the Buccaneers. And this will fly out of bounds to deny a return. They're going to mark it a little before the 20. Now the Buccaneers set to take the field. Offense ready to begin this drive. 1st and 10. Baker now. And oh, someone stepped in. It's intercepted. Picked off by Devondre Campbell. And the 49ers return the interception close to the red zone. He's stopped inside the 25. He got in front of that one for the pick. Looked like that's the receiver it was designed to go to on that play, too.
Yeah, the QB just must have missed the lurky defender in coverage right there. That's where, as a QB, you've got to have the vision to not just see your route, but see those defenders in front of it. If you stare down your receivers in this league, turnovers follow.
Now the 49ers getting set to go on offense. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion. Purdy on 1st down. He has the San Francisco touchdown. So the offense showing a slightly different dimension there, Brock, getting the running back involved with his hands for the touchdown.
Yeah, such an advantage. I think when you think about it, Kate, it really is about the 80s where we start to see these running backs not just tote the ball as runners, but be real weapons when they get the ball in the passing game.
Yeah.
That's well done.
On is Moody for the extra point. The point after splits the uprights. And the 49ers cut the lead down to just 2.
49ers.
We're down to a 2-point difference as they send the kick away. Bucky Irving now to return. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. Tampa Bay are ready to head out to the field. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Drive starts with a carry by White. And he's able to manage a couple on that run.
Hey, we know running the ball in the NFL is hard, and that play pretty indicative of it. Here's the key, though. At the end of the game, those type of plays got to be in the minority, and the majority have got to do some damage.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. Here's White again. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. They get an even 10 on that play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
Offensive coordinators tell us all the time, big runs only happen with coordinated efforts. Great blocking to spring them. Guys hitting blocks downfield, and a back who can show off his wheels.
1st down, and they go right back to him. And he made a bid for midfield there, but stopped on his own side at the 49. Give him an even 10 yards on the play. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Hey, even though that was an excellent run, I got to talk about the receivers here, Kate, because 9 times out of 10, you see a run like that in this league, 10+, you know those guys on the outside are doing their job, shining as blockers, keeping those defenders away from the back.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. McMillan hauls it in. And he's going to be brought down after reaching the 43.
That's what you call efficiency. Exactly what you're looking for on 1st down. Textbook. It sets up 2nd and very manageable, and then creates that space if you want to take a shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. From the 43. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get it out past the 40 before he goes out. 5 yards on that play and enough for a new set of downs.
Move the chains! Gotta move them chains! Build momentum and keep that defense on its heels.
1st down now, ball at the 39-yard line. They'll put one of the tight ends in motion. 1st down, here's Baker. Completed over the middle. And he's able to get this to the 32 before going down.
The goal of that little drag route is to get him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. That picked up a good chunk, and it was nearly a big play.
2nd and 3 now. It's White on the give. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away. At the 2-minute warning now from Raymond James. The Buccaneers pushing for a bigger lead before halftime. 3rd and a lone yard coming up. Here's Baker to throw. It's into the hands of White. And he'll get them enough for a first down.
This dude just simply got a nose for the marker no matter how they get him the ball, Kate. Hand it to him, and he sniffs out that first down. Get it to him on a screen, and it's no different. He surges ahead and keeps this drive moving.
A new set of downs awaits him. Here's 1st and 10. Here's Baker. That's brought in by White. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
I know coordinator and quarterback going to be upset with that first down because you call a screen on first, you're thinking stay ahead of schedule. Even a minimal gain to stay on pace, but instead, that defense creates a negative play and sets them back behind the sticks.
Here's 2nd and 11. He'll get this complete to White. And they can't bring him down until he gets into that red zone at the 19.
We've heard it said, and I believe it to my core, football is the ultimate team sport. And a well-run screen like that is the ultimate team play because it takes all 11 doing their job.
Timeout taken by the Buccaneers. They're first. They'll have 2 left to work with before halftime. Niners countering with a 5th defensive back on this 3rd down. Mayfield to throw again. Got his target, it's Otten. And he's got it inside the 15 before going out. They get 6 and a first down as well.
That's what we call situational football. You spend all week working on your nickel passing game package to take advantage of 3rd downs just like that.
They'll come up 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. To the edge of the end zone. Oh, it's incomplete. That throw doesn't lead to 6. And that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well covered on that play. Really not a large window for him to sneak that throw in.
Couldn't connect on 1st. It's 2nd down. Throwing again is Baker. Oh, tried forcing it to the slant. It's intercepted. That's Diamador Lenore. And the 49ers can only get the return up towards the 10 before they're taken down. Well, they were thinking at least a field goal on the drive if they couldn't reach the end zone, right? But the interception keeps them from even getting 3 out of this possession.
You really hope at the end of this game you don't look back and go, shoulda, woulda, coulda. If we could have gotten some points out of that drive early, we wouldn't be in the situation we are in now.
Just over 30 seconds left in the half as they come to the line. First down throw by Purdy. He'll get this to Samuel. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a first down.
That is what elite offenses are all about. Why worry about 3 downs when you need only 1? Move the chains in one play and keep driving that defense backwards.
A new set of downs forthcoming. It's 1st and 10. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. That throw finds Kittle. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Slot receiver headed left. Purdy throwing here on first. He'll get this one to Cowie. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47. San Francisco calls it second timeout. And they still have one in their pocket for what's left of this half. after a good pickup. They're set up with 2nd and short. To throw again, it's Purdy. Into the hands of Samuel, complete. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. The 49ers will call their 3rd and final timeout. And that's all they've got for what little remains of this half. New slate of downs to approach here from the 40. From the gun is Purdy. And he just gets rid of it. Knew he had a couple of plays left. Didn't want to take a risk there on 1st down.
You know, Kate, that was one of those situations where you hear a quarterback having a clock, right? You know, and he had enough time in the pocket, but then it was like, okay, time is running out, and I got to do something. He did not force a throw and risk a pick. Instead, he just got rid of it and cut his losses.
It's no good. It had the leg, but his aim wide right. And instead of taking a 1-point lead, they trail by 2. Well, we've hit halftime here in Tampa, and the Buccaneers toting a nice lead into the locker room. Now we'll keep it in the state, but send you a couple hours away to our buddy in Orlando. It's Jonathan Coachman. He's got our EA Sports halftime report. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Tucker now on the return. And pretty solid field position starting out here, Brock. He's tackled at the 29. The Buccaneers and Baker Mayfield ready for this next possession. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Palmer coming in motion left. 1st and 10, it's Mayfield. Dumped off to his running back. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
Well, that's a pretty similar result to a 1st down run play. Moves it forward, keeps you on schedule, and makes 2nd and 3rd down a whole lot easier to manage.
2nd down now, 7 to go. From the 32. Completes this one to Otten. And they'll make the stop up at the 46-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's good enough for a Tampa 1st down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. Motioning one of the tight ends. Short pass brought in. On the move, past the 40. Big man showing up the yards. And he breaks into enemy territory before being stopped on a huge gain.
I think one of my favorite adjectives, I don't know why, it just sounds good off the lips, is shred. Shredding paper, shredding the slopes, or dude shredding a defense just like that.
What a spot for a big play, huh, Brock? It has him well into the red zone now with 1st and 10. They kick the running back in motion. He has the catch, but no, he can't get down in bounds. Oh, Brock, it was nearly a touchdown, but they're going to say it's incomplete.
Gosh, I love how the receiver creates space from the defender, and even more so the concentration to make the catch. What he didn't have was enough real estate to get his feet in and make an exciting completion.
They motion a receiver left. Baker throwing again. This one's taken in by Otten. And this one does not go far.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on the throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Drive in dire straits. It's 3rd and 9. Baker now from the gun. The throw is caught. And he drives this forward to the 6.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep them short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
A 23-yard attempt.
And it is good. No problems there on the shorter attempt. And that grows the lead to 5.
In that close, in the red zone, you know they're upset. They couldn't finish the drive with a touchdown. It's only half the points, but at least there's something to show for the possession.
McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. The 49ers headed back out on offense as we get another look at Brock Purdy. And he has to be happy about his game. We're checking some of the highlights right now that he's made so far. A good showing that's seen him in the zone from time to time. And also he's just seen the field well from his spot in the middle of this offense. They're out and set. 1st and 10. They'll start the second half with McAffrey. And he's short of the first after a mild gain. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get games like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
From the 31, finding Pearsall. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. Call it 7 yards on the play, and that's enough for the first down.
There's no question the greatest concern there was just getting the first down. You want a high percentage throw, and you're not really concerned about big yards. Well, the drag route was perfect. He comes open in the short field. It's easy to zip that throw right in there and reset those chains.
Purdy on 1st down. That's complete. Here's Cowie. And that's good yardage there with a new set of downs to boot.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. To hit a curl route of that length, it takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
1st and 10 from a yard shy of midfield. Now it's Purdy. That one falls to the turf, couldn't hang on. It's incomplete. No luck finding his receiver that time. So it's 2nd down coming up.
Making it harder than it needs to be right there. Just get the catch first. Guarantee some yards. And then worry about escaping the defenders and getting upfield.
No dice on that prior pass. Here's 2nd down. Shotgun snap for Purdy. Kittle brings it in. And he takes it past midfield and starts the drive into Buccaneers territory.
The goal of running that drag route is to get it to him for at least a minimal gain with space to add after that. They picked up a good chunk, and there was nearly room to add even more.
Chance to move the chains here on 3rd and 4. Throwing now from the gun. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete.
As a defense, you got to see the pass. You got to time up your hit, and you got to jar that ball loose. Not a lot of offensive players are hanging on to that one through a well-placed hit.
So out now comes the punter. It'll be Mitch Wisnowski doing the honors. So this one will go out of bounds, and they'll start the drive inside their own 30. The Buccaneers ready for their next series, led out on offense by their quarterback. Offense ready to begin this drive, 1st and 10. They bring a tight end in motion right. Has him on the quick hitter. And not much doing. He stopped quickly.
He's just one of those guys, Kate. Even when he's not open, he's still a target thanks to that physicality and his ability to just play bully ball. They don't like forcing into coverage, but sometimes when you got a bully like him that can create space, you just find a way to get him the ball.
Running on second with White. He's descended upon quickly and dropped after looks like a yard gain. Nick Bosa makes the stop. They push it forward for a yard. That brings up 3rd and 8.
You know, not a ton of yards, but still showing that commitment to the ground game. The type of run that keeps the defense from loading up in coverage and focusing entirely on that passing game.
Third down, here's Mayfield. And it's incomplete, and that's going to bring up 4th down.
So many coaches love third downs, and they practice them so much, Kate. Why? Because they're the money down in the NFL. Whether it's a close game already out of hand, coaches know, got to execute and convert on these third downs.
The Buccaneers out and into punt formation. And he'll try to have his second punt top his first one. Fair catch made here at the 30. They've got first down from the 31. Here's Purdy to throw. Getting out to his left. He can run it. Decent yardage picked up here before he slides down to avoid the tackle.
Let's get another chance to take a shot on him.
2nd and 3 now. Hand off to the back. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
I don't know about you, Kate, but he sure made getting that first down look really easy. A lot easier than it's supposed to be for that defense. And I think they'll hear about it when they get to the sidelines.
1st and 10 from the 41. From the gun, McAffrey. And they're going to get him down just shy of midfield. Still a nice gain, though, up to the 49. Good run, gets him 7. That brings up 2nd and 3.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
2nd and 3 now. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. That's complete to Garindo. And they'll stand him up and sit him down at the line.
Kate, I'm going to call that, even though it looks like nothing on the stat sheet, a win-win for both sides. Defense, well, they rally. They get right to that throw in the flat for a no gain. The offense, well, they just remind that defense, you not only got to cover us vertically, but we're going to stretch you horizontally as well.
Throwing now, 3rd and 2. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
See the pass, time up your hit, and jar that ball loose. Not a lot of players are hanging on through a well-placed hit like that one.
Their punter making his way out now. And he's going to try to give his defense a long field to defend. And he finally gets a hold of one here. This is hit far. And this one did hit at the 8, but took a big bounce and finished its journey in the end zone for a touchback. Drive starts out with a 1st and 10. Mayfield now from the gun. Got a man, Palmer has it. And they're going to bring him down just beyond the 30 at the 31. Give him 11 yards, Brock, and a fresh set of downs.
As a quarterback, when you throw that curl route, you know it's a tight window, Kate. But the minute that DB turns and can't react to the throw, you put it right on your receiver's numbers. He comes back and gets it and moves the sticks.
First down, here's Baker. He's on the move. He's keeping it. And that's good yardage with a new set of downs.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Let's see how they attack this first down, Brock, from the 43. Up the middle, here goes White. And he's able to get it past midfield and down onto the 49er side. Call it 9 yards. Looked like a first for a moment. It's 2nd and 1.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
2nd and 1. Got his target. It's Otten. And he goes out a little short of the 40. 6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
They like to say it's about the Jimmies and the Joes. I think that's about the X's and the O's. That's a well-drawn-up completion that nets them a first down.
They'll head up 1st and 10 from the 42. The give now to White. And the defense gets there to force a small loss.
I talked to a bunch of different GMs, Kate, especially around draft time, and they all say the same thing. Linebackers are so hard to find. It's hard to transition from the college game that's in so much space to this game where you've got to play in a phone booth, yet have that explosiveness to chase a play on the outside down like that linebacker just did.
Palmer motioning right. Here's 2nd and 11. That's brought in by White. Jukes one defender.
To this day, I can still see the faces of the big guys in the huddle. When you call a screen like that, instead of them just getting knocked backwards, they get to be salesmen. They get to push those linemen downfield and then tee off and go hit somebody like they did right there.
This is the end of the 3rd quarter. It's Buccaneers football with a slight lead. Just got to hang on for one final quarter. They'll come up 1st and 10. Motion man sent left. Mayfield on 1st and 10. Able to hit Palmer, complete. And they get this down to the 7-yard line. They'll have 1st and goal to go now after they gain 18 on the previous play.
Good offenses. Okay, good play callers know how to utilize their personnel. They know where they wanted them. They wanted them on a route in space where he could make that initial play comfortably, but then go to work after.
White on 1st and goal. And he'll only find 1 yard up the gut. 2nd down.
Okay, all right. There's a little progress on 1st and goal. You keep it safe, you push a little closer, and now you're set up for what you want to do on 2nd down.
2nd and goal coming up. 5 yards to the end zone. Shotgun snap for Mayfield. The shot to the end zone is incomplete. Thought he had a touchdown there. And now they're left with 3rd and goal.
You only get so many chances to make this type of play for your team. Boy, you'd love to see him come through there.
Buckle up. It's 3rd and goal. From the gun, Mayfield. Really fired that one, but they couldn't connect. Not on the same page with his tight end. So now they're left with 4th and goal.
I'll tell you this, Kate, that's where you got to be on the same page with one another and get both ends of the play right to execute, both the protection and ultimately completing that ball. They certainly want that play called back.
Flying down the heart of the lane, and it's good! And they're going to grow their lead late, but still a one-score ball game. McLaughlin has it on the tee, and he's ready to send this flying. This one's fielded at the 40-yard line. They'll have decent field position to begin with here. Brock, he's tackled just beyond that 30-yard line. They've got 1st down from the 31. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Escapes the pocket. Now here he goes. They get 18 yards out of it and a new set of downs.
You know, these are the type of plays that really get an offense going. This is a chance for a QB to inspire the guys around him. Calling his own number, carrying his teammates to a first down on that big run. That inflates an offense, and it can suck the wind out of that defense.
Trying an inside give now with McAffrey. And he's going to have this one down to the 43 on a good run. It's an 8-yard pickup, and they're going to have 2nd and 2 next.
I'm not kidding you, Kate. A run of that length at the NFL level, honestly, is the equivalent of a run of 15-plus at the high school level. It's hard in the run game to make yards, and they just got a very successful one.
Now they send their back in motion right. From the gun is Purdy. He's on the move. He's going to keep it this time. It's a pickup of 11. And it brings up a San Francisco first down.
Well, I can promise you, that was the goal from the moment he took off. He kept his eyes locked on the chains. It's almost like he had a spidey sense. He knew exactly where to get in order to move the sticks and get that critical first down.
Sending a receiver left. Hands it to the receiver here in motion. Oh, look at this sweep. And he drives into a pile of defenders and is stopped right at the line. No gain there that time, and it's 2nd and 10.
Absolutely no fear in his game. Even one of the smaller defenders out there, he isn't afraid to go charging into all those linemen and dish out some physical play himself to make that stop.
Second and 10 now. This ball's cut by McAffrey. And they bring him down. Looks like he got it to the 27.
Just get this guy touches. I don't care how, I don't care when. Just find unique ways to get this running back the ball, and over time, he's going to make you pay.
The Buccaneers add another DB. 3rd down coming up. Throwing with a blitz on the way. Complete beyond the marker. And he's going to be stopped at the 17-yard line. Give him 9 on that play, and it's enough for the first.
Nice to see that connection, that chemistry working between the two of them.
Offense set for a 1st and 10. Running back sent in motion left. First down throw by Purdy. That throw finds Kittle. And this one doesn't go far.
Every once in a while, it's fine to be conservative on first down, especially when you get enough to stay on schedule and get a little something coming out of it, too.
Second down now, 7 to go. To throw again, it's Purdy. This one's caught. And he's tackled after gaining a handful. Third down, 1 yard to go. Running back sent in motion. The back grabs it. Dodges the tackle, and he's in. Touchdown. The 49ers down by only 2 in the 4th. Christian McCaffrey, the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
So now, massive moment coming up for the 49ers as they go for 2.
The 49ers will line up for the 2-point conversion.
He's throwing for it! And he brings it in. They go for 2 and the tie, and it works out. But we all knew extra point was doing nobody any good there. Got to go for 2 in the tie. They do. They get it. And just like that, we're all squared up here in the second half.
Squared up, brand new ball game, even Steven. Who is Steven? Do you know who Steven is?
That's a good question. No, go ahead. Go ahead, though. You take it.
I don't know who Steven is, and I don't really care because it's a whole new game with both teams totally alive.
Surprising that he wasn't out there to break the tie with a point after, as he gets out there now to kick this off. Tucker now on the return. Good looking return here, and he's got room. And he gets across the 30 before he's brought down. The Buccaneers are being led back out there on offense by their quarterback. And as we can see here, it hasn't been the easiest game for him to operate out there, right? Number of rough moments for him. This defense able to pick him off twice to highlight their performance against him.
Is coached and coached and coached because you never know when your opportunity may arise. What a great return to begin this drive.
1st and 10. Here's Mayfield. McMillan hauls it in. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. He'll move the sticks after ripping off a gain of 28.
Well, that is a well-designed route right there. He really made it easy to get that pass to him. Creating space, QB receiver, deliver.
1st and 10, it's Mayfield. And he just hucks this one away. Wasn't going to risk a throw or force something. It brings up 2nd down.
2nd down and 10.
White trying this straight ahead. And he's brought down for a loss.
Hey, range is not an optional feature for middle linebackers in today's game. It's a prerequisite for the job. And this guy definitely has it. Followed that play from the start, and he ended it with a loss.
This drive in some serious trouble. It's 3rd and 12. Palmer motioning right. Looking to throw. He'll get this complete to White. And they finally bring him down, but that is a big gain and a new set of downs. That chunk worth a nice 21 yards. And that's good for a Buccaneer 1st down.
Every time I see one of those angle routes, I think back to my day 1 install. Rookie minicamp in the NFL. Texas, angle route. 49ers of the 80s, they were making hay with it then, and the running back's still doing it to this day.
Baker now from the gun. This one's taken in by Otten.
Quarterbacks will look for their tight end short in just about any situation. They take away the deeper options. Well, there's their consistent source of positive yardage, the trusty tight end.
8 yards to go. Let's see how they approach this 2nd down. From the gun, a run for White. And he's stopped down at the 16 after a small gain. Give him about 3 yards, and now they're going to have 3rd and 5 to figure out.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get 1st downs against the better defenses in this league.
Looking to throw. Into traffic, complete. And they'll advance this down to the 5-yard line. A nice pickup of 11 there, Brock, and they'll have 1st and goal to figure out.
You know, it sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap 1st down.
Mayfield now from the gun. And they will score. It's a Tampa touchdown. The Buccaneers take a 4th quarter lead. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your 2nd read. His 1st broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
McLaughlin, attack on the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Buccaneers break that tie and now lead by 7. McLaughlin has it on the team, and he's ready to send this flying. Fielded at the 7. And he's going to make this to the 28 before going down. And the drive will start out with a 1st and 10. Shotgun snap for Purdy. This will be caught by Cowie. And he'll get it up near the 38-yard line before going down. We get a timeout here taken by the 49ers. That's going to be their first. They still have 2 to work with in this final quarter. This will be the last play before our 2-minute warning. On the ground, this is Isaac Arindo. And he won't salvage that. It's a loss on the play. Third and 4 coming up now. To throw. He has the first over the middle. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
From the 44-yard line now, 1st and 10. Now to throw. Completed here to McAffrey. And he'll be brought down a step or 2 shy of midfield. They're going to mark him at the 48.
It is so hard for these defenses. I don't envy them at all. They try to monitor where these running backs are. Are they chipping? Are they delaying their route? He's such an underrated part of their overall passing game.
Looking to throw it. Got a man. McAffrey has it.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to 3rd down so we can have a chance to get off the field. That was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
3rd and just 2 to go. They'll motion him out of the backfield left. Here he is to throw. Dump off caught by his back. Ooh, play didn't develop like he needed. He goes out behind the line.
Well, that's one of the moments as a QB, you just feel like those defenders are in your huddle. To drop them for a loss on 3rd down can't happen. It was an incredibly quick read by the defense.
Lengthy 4th down try here. They need 6. Throwing now. That's cut beyond the marker. And this is marked down right along that 40-yard line. Timeout taken by the offense, their 2nd. Still 1 more in their pocket to use. To the line for a new set of downs, only a lone timeout at their disposal. He'll look to throw it. Complete to Pearsall. And he's going to be touched down right at the line, so no gain on the play. The 49ers will call their 3rd and final timeout. And now they're powerless to stop that clock with a timeout at least. Second and 10, need to get some positive yardage here. Here he is to throw. A bit of desperation on this deep shot. He's got it deep downfield. And he gets him the touchdown. And now a potential game-deciding play call coming up. So they get the all-important touchdown here late in the game, Brock. Now the question, play for the tie or go for 2 and the lead?
And I know they've got all these charts and numbers and analytics to tell you what to do, but this comes down to the gut and the trust of the head coach. Does he trust his offense more to go get this 2-point conversion, or is he going to lean into his defense and believe that they can get the stop?
In the 11th hour, now a point after try to tie this game. And everyone can breathe easier now. His try is good, and they found a way to tie it late in the 4th. Out to kick it away. Here's Moody. Tucker now on the return. And a decent return ends as they bring him down inside the 30. They'll get this drive started. 1st and 10. Setting up to pass. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Hit arrived as the ball did to break things up. And now it's 2nd down. Back to throw. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. So they're left facing 3rd and long.
There's the importance of staying in phase as a defender. He was all over him in coverage, and that really did help force the incompletion.
3rd down run from White. And not a lot of room for him as he's brought down. Give him 2 yards on the play. It's going to be 4th down and 8.
A 2-yard gain. It's 4th down.
Tampa Bay in punt formation now. Trenton Gill, the one to kick it away. His work begins at the 31. And he gets his guys a few yards before they bring him down on the return. Well, Brock, 4 quarters couldn't decide a winner. And now we're set up for an exciting conclusion to this contest. Overtime is coming up next. Gotta block that missed kick from their minds and refocus. Still a win to be had as overtime has begun. Here's a return from the 7. He stopped on the return at the 27. Their offense returning to the field for another possession. And they're coming off an excellent series throwing the football that led to that touchdown, Brock. So you and I both expecting that defense to be looking for that on this series. They're out and set, 1st and 10. Receiver in motion, going left. They'll start this one on the ground with McAffrey. And he works his way for a gain of 4.
They'll come away happy getting that type of output on most run plays. It's a sign that they're getting some good push up front, and this running back is seeing the lanes and paying them off.
2nd and 6 coming up here. They stick with McAffrey. And they catch up to him, but not until he's got a huge gain and a 1st down. It's a 31-yard play. And that's a 49er first down.
This dude was just not going to be stopped. Not by the first defender. Heck, not even by the second one who was able to bring him down. No, it took a few shots before this crew could finally get this beast down.
Down inside the 40 now with a first down following that last play. Going run again with McAffrey. And he won't win the race to the outside. That run's bottled up at the line. No progress on first down, and that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
You know, Kate, over the years, I've heard running backs say there's just times you got to run in the darkness. And when linebackers fill that hole like that right in the middle of the field, he ran right into the darkness and the pain of that linebacker.
On 2nd down, here's McAffrey. And they'll bring him down after a pretty short gain. Only 2 yards on the play, and it brings up 3rd and 8. From the gun is Purdy. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
I think if you look up in phase in the defensive encyclopedia, that is a picture-perfect form of it. He was all over him in coverage, really forcing the incompletion.
Jake Moody now in a high-pressure spot. He's got to drive this one 53 yards down the middle. It's good. The kick sails through. And the pressure now applied to that opposing sideline.
That felt like the game right there, Kate. What a risk they took. He misses, and all the other side needs is a big play, and they're in field goal range. But he doesn't miss. He steps up, and he drives it through, and now they're a stop away from the win.
Without a doubt, Brock, the most important possession of the game about to begin as the kick is away. On the return, here's Irving. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. The Buccaneer offense back out for another series. Their defense held at least a little, Brock, but the pressure is still on. They need a field goal to keep this game going or a touchdown to end it.
And I can promise you right now, lie detector test in that huddle, every single one of those guys have asked says, I want a touchdown. I'm not even thinking of a field goal. That should be your mindset to go finish this game right now.
Now he gets a shot here in overtime. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down after fighting his way to the 32.
That is a textbook first down completion. Sets up second and very manageable and creates space to take that shot downfield.
2nd and 3 now. Baker now off the play fake. Looking right, and he finds him. And he's tackled with a first down yardage.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
First down now, ball at the 39-yard line. Try the right side with White. And he's going to be brought down at the 42. 3 yards on the first down play, and that brings up 2nd and 7. From the gun, Mayfield. He's got it to him yet again, and that one is caught. It's a gain of 12 there. And that's good enough for a Tampa first down.
It sure seemed like he knew exactly where he was going with that right off the snap.
New set of downs for him from the 46. First and 10, it's a give to White. And he runs into a wall there. Multiple defenders ready to stop him cold at the line. Call it no gain on that run, and they face 2nd and 10.
Stopped right at the line, but might as well have been a loss of yards as far as the offense is concerned. It's always humbling when you try force versus force, and the defense wins out.
Baker out of the pistol. He's got him. That's McMillan. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
Here he is to throw on 3rd and 2. It's tipped away, and it's going to hit the ground incomplete. Defender winning that rep. That brings up 4th down. Broken up by a big guy at the line. And now they're left with 4th and short.
Well, Kate, that wasn't a fast enough break for the interception, but it was good enough and a good enough break to break on the ball, get a finger on it, and force the incompletion.
So Chase McLaughlin is on in a high-pressure spot. From the right hash, 55 yards out. It has the distance, and it's on target. It's good! And we're going to keep on keeping on here in overtime.
They sure put him out there in a tough spot to save this game, Kate. He handled the moment as well as they could have possibly asked for. What a strike to tie this game. In the moment of truth, he delivers.
A field goal apiece so far. Another would win it as this kick is away. Returning it from the 4. Coverage team gets him down at the 26-yard line. This offense ready to get going again now. To reference another type of football I'm quite familiar with, Brock, we're in sudden death now, baby. Golden goal territory. The next score is going to win it, and they get the first shot.
And I think play caller, offense, quarterback should all be confident, right? You know now with your kicker and the confidence he has for making that last kick, just get yourself in the range and go get that W.
Purdy throwing here on 1st. He's got it to him yet again. That is caught. And he'll push this upfield and earn them a new set of downs.
I think my favorite part was the magic he worked after the catch. The way he took the completion and made so much more out of it by adding all the extra yardage.
Great start to the drive. They're up in the neighborhood of midfield after just one play. Purdy on 1st down. Finding Pearsall. And he's going to be across midfield, close to the 45 before going out.
I know I could sound like a broken record when I talk about timing and getting the ball out on time and on rhythm, but these outcuts, it is so imperative, and the best of them make it look oh so easy.
2nd and 3 now. Working out of the gun, it's Purdy. Pearsall there to grab it. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
Kate, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes just like that.
On 1st and 10, it's McAffrey. And he's caught behind the line for a loss.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back, because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
From the gun, they're going to hand it off. And they bring him down around the 34. He gets a half dozen on the carry, and that's also going to bring up 3rd and 6.
That run's not going to turn many heads, but at the end of the year, I promise you, if you average over 5 yards a run, you're going to be a Pro Bowler.
They come to the line here, and this is 3rd and 6. Handoff headed left to McAffrey. And without much room, he's going to go down at the 32-yard line. And that's going to bring up a tough decision here for them on 4th down. Jake Moody now in a high-pressure spot. All spotted on the left hash, 49 yards out. Tampa spends its 2nd time out now, as they'll be left with just one more to work with here in OT. This entire contest rests on his next kick. From the left hash. The kick is good! He got it! And they've taken back the lead.
You'd expect him to make most of those attempts from this distance, but it's never a lock. So they'll happily take this and finish off the drive with points.
So it's a win for the visiting 49ers. And they only needed a field goal to end it, as their guy connected on an absolute bomb through all the pressure to claim a heck of a win here in overtime. With Brock Ewart and our entire crew, I'm Kate Scott. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the 49ers, as with that, we sign off from Tampa.